Good day, everybody. Today we're going to look through one of my favorite comic books by Joe Kubert. Now, Joe Kubert, I was first introduced to as a kid on his fantastic Tarzan run for DC Comics. I had no idea he drew an issue of Superman and the Demon from DC Comics Presents until about 15 or so years ago. I was totally in the dark on this. I love Joe's work, and I love the covers he did for All-Star Squadron and other superhero books back in the day. But Tarzan, Sergeant Rock, that's what he was known for, and some Hawkman. I always want to see Joe draw the iconic superheroes, and when I discovered this book, holy crap, it's a gold mine. Here we've got the fantastic Joe doing his pencils and inks, written by Len Wein. His son Adam Kubert did the lettering. Janya Wood, who was married to Wally Wood, did the coloring. And of course, Julie Schwartz was the editor. I heard a story that Joe did this as a favor for Julie Schwartz. And I also heard, and I don't know if this is true, but it wouldn't surprise me, that Joe drew this whole book, pencil and inks, over the course of like a long weekend. So that doesn't surprise me because it's Joe, but it's just awesome. Look at this great page. It's dynamic with the Superman figure coming at us this way in perspective. He's framing up the Demon back here with the negative space between his legs. Just gorgeous. And then that's how you open it. You cut to a 2-page spread, which if I saw this in writing, I'd be like, oh my God, this is going to take me forever. It's pretty much open on Metropolis City, a museum. Cut inside the museum, a big ball gathering black tie event with Clark Kent, Lana Lang. And without even describing these other 4 panels at the bottom, I would have been like, holy crap, that's going to take forever. But once again, Joe Kubert just teaching us how to draw comics. Beautiful long shot up here. Cinematic type panel with it being a very horizontal panel. You've got some buildings in the foreground to establish depth. You've got the museum over here. And then in the background, you've got Joe's indication of buildings with just the vertical line work to really push it far into the background. You cut inside to this big area, and once again, Joe just nails it with the big things in the foreground. It's in a museum, so a pterodactyl here, another type of dinosaur here, framing the scene nicely. And then his little Joe Kubert-esque clothespin people that he does ever so well, and you just get the sense of this big crowd. The detail is in the foreground objects because those are closer to us. You're not going to see much detail on these people in the background, and he just nails it. Then the camera pulls in tight for a nice close-up, so it's all about the camera movement of pulling the camera in and out, also up and down. So you go to a mid-level eye level here, to a down shot here, to a close-up here. You just feel the camera movement. He pulls the camera back a little bit here, a little bit farther here. Zoom in, pull it back. That is how you get the movement in a comic book that is just built on still images. Look at this. Was this intentional? No, but a Kubert ad next to a page drawn by Joe Kubert. What? I just realized that. Thought I'd throw that in there. I love Joe's rendering, and his storytelling is just so crisp and clear. You come over here, you see this is, I believe, the guy that turns into the Demon. We come back to here. He drops us down to here, to this panel. You've got the head tilt ever so slightly this way, the eye line going this way to lead us to this panel here. This is a central focus of the panel, is whatever the statue is going to be unveiled. Pulls us to here. You got the statue, the guy here. Oh, look at this arm. Oh, what's it do? It pulls us down to here. Look at that. Oh, pulls us down. He's going to pull the string. Come over to here, boom, big reveal. At this time when comics were being done, you didn't know where the ads were going to be. So Joe always leads you up to the next page. So if this page was next to this one, it would lead us right up to here. I love three figures, three people focused on a panel, and the panel's not even that big. Nice different shape and heads. Nothing's totally aligned. So you have a nice pleasing composition. Comes over to here. Here's the big statue that they're looking at. I like the design of everybody looking on at the statue. We see the statue here. You know, he's telling the history of it. No solid blacks on these people in the background to really push them back, because this is the focus point of the panel. And look at the beautiful rendering he did. And then, of course, the city, or the buildings back here with the city just in the background, very just suggested. Turn the page. More great outside establishing shot, looking in through the skylight. The camera pulls in closer and closer. He's suddenly turning the camera a little bit, and then we see his eye, and then boom! And the panels get bigger as well. So the camera pulls in tighter, and as the camera pulls in tighter, Joe makes the panels bigger. Oh, that's gorgeous. And this guy's just, of course, now he's just raging. Nice tilt of the camera there, utilizing the space. All the word balloons fit in perfectly, not covering up anything. And of course, Adam, doing the lettering, was able to work closely with his dad on it. Hey, I live again, you feckless fools. Just beautiful cape as a framing device. It's all about the composition and the storytelling. Comes down to here, pulls us over to here with these guards. If you looked at the wrestling comics I've been talking about on my live streams, you can see where I got the way to do some of the crowd indications, the way Joe did it back here. Nice tilt to this close-up of this guy, nice cropping. Pulls us down to here. Beautiful hands in the foreground as chaos erupts in the background. And then we've got a nice little shot of Clark Kent. He's right here. He goes off, pulls the shirt open to become Superman. Now, do I wish there was a bigger shot of Superman when we first see him? I do, but we do get to him. We'll see it. But now, of course, we've got to set up Jason here. Jason Blood, I think is his name. Yeah, Jason Blood, the demon. He's got to bug out of there to change. Look at this. Pulls us down this way with the alignment of these figures and the way he designed this panel. I love this. He's running off in the foreground, framing the people in the background, goes into this dark room of the museum. And then, uh-oh, he's going to change into the demon. And here's the beautiful page. God, I'd love to own this page. Beautiful here. Each head gets bigger and bigger as the change, the metamorphosis takes place. You can kind of feel the pain right here as it happens. And then, boom, big shot of the demon. Jack Kirby's the demon. Just love this rendering that Joe did on this figure. So gorgeous. This is what I'm talking about. I really wish Joe would have done a bigger introductory shot of Superman back here. But Joe's just more comfortable with the likes of Sergeant Rock and Tarzan and Thor and even the Demon. I don't think, not that he's not comfortable, Joe can draw anything, but I don't know if he just enjoy. I never asked Joe if he enjoyed drawing superheroes. And if you look at his career, Hawkman was something Joe started in, but, you know, and I love his Hawkman work. Actually, now that I think about it, I would take his Hawkman work first and then his Tarzan work. So I'm going to backtrack it there. This beautiful figure of Superman twisting as the vines reach out and grab him. Turn the page. Beautiful use of a nice tall vertical panel right here with the demon Superman and the bad guy here, the statue or whatever that came to life. So we read down, and as our eye drops down, we really get the feeling of Superman being upside down, being pulled down. And we come down to this guy whose body frames up nicely so you don't leave the panel, and we come back up to Superman here. Love this, the flames or whatever framing his eyes that pulls us over to this nice long shot of a panel. Great circular composition, drops us down to here. We come down to here. I mean, so much going on in this page and just so masterfully done in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 panels. The guy busts out the window, and even with his foot breaking into this panel, you don't go to this panel next, because when you break a panel, rule number 1, you don't want to break the figure out of a panel going into a panel you don't want to read next, but rules are meant to be broken once you know the rules. And the composition of this panel, he's breaking out, but we still lead over here because of how Joe laid the panel out with the angles and stuff, and this arm coming up like this and then pulling us down this way and then down to here. And we've got Superman, the demon, in this thick fog, and you can really feel it. This was flat color, and Joe, with his great expertise, knew how to drew and utilize the ink line to get across the depth of the fog. Beautiful close-up of Superman here. I love this tight cropping of the demon lunging out at us with the Superman back here. Back to the museum. Superman's like, hey, sorry about that, Lana. I'm back. So he's back as Clark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 panels. Medium shot, long shot, tight close-up. This is where I got the influence when I draw close-ups of doing crops, where instead of doing a close-up where you see both eyes, do a little bit of a crop. It's just interesting. And look at that. Main part of the panel here to here. Oh, right to these guys here. Drops us down to here. Jason Blood framing it up, dropping us down to here, pulling us over to this way. Nice close-up. Joe is just a master at leading the eye around the page. Beautiful extreme close-up right here with the reflection in the eye. Guys, I'm getting all jazzed up right here. Jason Blood telling the story of that statue thing that came to life. I read this long ago, so forgive me for not remembering all the story details. Love this right here, the woods and blackness. Look at these two fool muggers trying to roll up on this guy. So we come over to here, drop down. You got these muggers, his arm framing up the guy here. These dudes talking, nice cropping going on. I love these thin panels. They just get thin. They get more constrictive as these guys, basically the ground just swallows up these guys. And as the camera pulls in tighter on them and you have these thin, narrow panels, you can feel the constricting. Use the panel shapes to your advantage. This panel right here I love. Metropolis. When I draw cities, they take me forever because of the amount of work and detail I put in. Joe right here might have used a ruler for some of these longer lines, but other than that, he was freehanding stuff. You're far away. You don't see details on buildings at this far away. So he detailed up the main building, the main focal point, and the rest of the buildings are just these shapes, but your eye fills in the rest. I love panels like this where it's one big image divided by borders. People flying around here, a cop getting thrown off a horse, a woman falling over, different actions in different panels, one scene divided by panel borders. Gorgeous. Always loved this bike ad when I was a kid. I did see it in other comics. And then we've got another big splash panel with insets of the city with all this vegetation growing over the city. I would have been like, oh my God, this page is going to take me forever. Joe's like, I got this, yo. super tight evil close-up that points us down to this panel here and here. The angles of the nose and the mouth bring us down to here. And then his cape and everything puts us off to here as Superman flies up. So you get the motion of him flying up. And then the vertical's pulling us right down to here. Just, you don't get any better, guys. Here we go. Joe getting in there, drawing some big shots of Superman now. And Joe did actually draw a Superman and a Hawkman story in, I believe, Justice League of America number 200. Great, great pose here. Just feel that gesture. Once again, he's coming in here. The arc of this stuff in the foreground, vines and stuff, pulls us over to Superman here. His body gesture pulls us down to here. So you get the feel of the punch coming down. Cape pulls us up to this close-up here. He's looking down at this guy. Goes to reach for him, and then we just are drawn over here. Look at this, right up to the page here. Gorgeous panel design, panel flow, storytelling stuff. This is one reason I love looking at Adam and Andy Kubert's work, because they do this stuff so nicely as well when it comes to leading the eye around the page. And if I have to give the nod to one over the other, which I don't like doing, I don't like pitting brother against brother, I would give it to Adam for doing this a little bit better than Andy does when it comes to leading around the page. Adam, of course, had a great 6-issue story arc in Action Comics written by Richard Donner and Jeff Johns of Superman, and you could see some of Joe's work. Love this tall vertical panel. Great shot of Superman back here. You've got the demon right here, just reaching in. But of course, it pulls us down, pulls us up to here. This pulls us down to here. You get the feeling of Superman going down. We got the foot coming down, the foot angle, the demon angle drives us down to here, and then up to this guy. You get the feeling of Superman lifting him up. And then the very last page, let's wrap it up. No lightning and stuff. No computer effects. Joe drawing it all. Superman lifting him up. He's like, no! Lightning cracks him. He's gone. You feel it coming down with this vertical. But the angle, look at the angle of the rock. Kaboom! Right up to here, baby. This hand pulls us down to here. Superman lowering the rock. His body, Superman's hand here, body here, boom. Bye-bye, guys. That's the issue. If you are a Joe Kubert fan, get this book. You need it. You'll love it. Until next time, guys. Bye. Thank you for joining. Back First Man Now, live on Indiegogo, First Man Volume 2, Learning Curve. Bye-bye, guys.
Luke Henry, after kicking Monarch's ass to the depths of space, is back on Earth, and now he's looking to save the world from the Fourth World Foundation. Sure, he had help from Penumbra before, but she's not helping him this time. He's got to face it on his own. He's coming for a villain known as Adonis. He'll do it. You'll be there. Back it now. First Man 2, Learning Curve.